Well, the Cowboys rolled, and I am a creature of habit. I eat 2 or 3 things for the breakfast every day. You know, I'm a creature of habit. I work out at about the same time every day. If I'm going to take a nap, it's about the same time every day. I am a creature of habit. I like predictable. So I should love the Cowboys. They are the most predictable team in the National Football League. They are so Mike Tyson it hurts. They'll intimidate, flaunt, crush, humiliate weak fighters. The New York Giants on a third quarterback. Eventually, though, like Tyson, lack of attention to detail will hurt him in the big fights against the better fighters. But Dallas at home against bad teams and rebuilding teams, they're like a college team. It's like Bama against Citadel. They just dominate. Dak's numbers at home are insane this year. He has a 124 passer rating. He's completing like 79% of his throws. He's a Bama quarterback against an out-of-conference opponent at home. But this morning, Dallas would be a number 6 seed in the NFC playoffs. And they would go to San Francisco. And it wouldn't look like this. Or they'd go to Detroit. Or Seattle. Or Philly. And it wouldn't look like this. All 6 wins this year have come over losing teams, rebuilding teams, bad teams. They have crushed the Giants twice. And that was Mike Tyson. Could never beat Holyfield or Lennox Lewis, but he was like 50-0 against tomato cans. And because of that, Tyson was wildly popular. Enigmatic, polarizing, not for everybody, but man, he could sell a fight. Because when he was on, it was fascinating. But did I learn anything? Did you learn anything about the Cowboys yesterday? This is who they are. It's the easiest money in the league. I bet them to not cover against Philly. I bet them to cover yesterday. I bet them to cover against the Rams. They are creatures of habit, and their habit is to hammer bad teams. And they'll hammer Carolina, I imagine, next week. But then about week 12, week 13, it gets very interesting. Washington, Seattle, Philly, at Buffalo, Miami, Detroit, at Washington. Washington's a tough out. They may beat them, but twice, Washington could win one of those games. So today is a day for Dak fanboys. When they sit up there and they go, this is why you got to give him an extension. Oh, that would be so silly. You don't give quarterbacks an extension after they just beat the worst team in the league. You give him an extension if he goes 4-1 at Buffalo, at Miami, Seattle, and then wins a playoff game on the road. Then we can talk extension. But I've seen this movie before. Dak's having a super year. But we're also seeing in this sport, and it's becoming crystal clear, it's easier to predict than ever. Not just against the point spread, but the best quarterback pretty much winning every conference. There's a huge gap now between the best quarterbacks and the average, the bad quarterbacks, and the Giants are on their third quarterback. So he's not even a backup. So again, football, week 10, week 11, week 12. What are we learning? I would say this morning on Dallas, absolutely nothing. So I'm not a fire the coach guy. I spent earlier today defending Arthur Smith and Robert Saleh, but it is time for the Chargers to fire Brandon Staley. Anything Detroit wanted to do, they did. That's despite the fact the GM drafted another elite pass rusher. They have 3 pass rushers. I could argue only the Niners have more talent in pass rushing than the Chargers. They couldn't stop the run in the first half. They couldn't stop the pass in the second half. This defense isn't getting better. Think about this. The Colts are 5-5 with Gardner Minshew, Anthony Richardson, and an entirely new staff. The Texans are 5-4 with a new coach, a rookie quarterback, a new play caller, a new coordinator. The Jets are 4-5, and they're radioactive at quarterback. The Steelers are 6-3 with Kenny Pickett. The Vikings are 2-0 with Josh Dobbs, who's been there 2 weeks. The Raiders are 5-5 with a backup quarterback, an interim coach, and an interim GM, and actually an interim quarterback, a backup. They got interims everywhere. They're 5-5 in the same division. The Chargers are 4-5 with this left tackle, this quarterback, Keenan Allen, 3 pass rushers. I mean, folks, they checked the boxes. You can't be 4-5. They couldn't stop the run. They looked totally ill-equipped in the first half to stop the run. Brandon Staley said at half, we didn't bring the energy. You going to blame Justin Herbert for that? And in the second half, he's like, well, the defense didn't get better. So you didn't bring energy first. That's an issue. Teams that lead in the NFL that score first usually win about 60% of the time, especially at home. Bring the energy. It's one thing if you travel cross country, you just did. And in the second half, they couldn't stop anything. So I know it's hard to win in this league. I'm not saying it's not hard. But if you got the quarterback, the weapon, the left tackle, 3 pass rushers, the secondary could be better, but you got Derwin James, who, by the way, is he getting better? That's another sign of a coaching staff or a head coach that's not working. I've always said, whenever a coach is struggling, my first question, who's your quarterback? I got news for you. Justin Herbert's not the issue. The offense had 5 touchdowns on its last 5 drives and lost. That's about the defensive head coach. At least now he's acknowledging he's at fault. What are you waiting for? 3 years, defensive coach. The defense is worse now than it's been. What are you waiting for? Am I getting improvement? It's not the talent. Bosa, Mack, Tui, the kid from USC, they got 3 legitimate pass rushers. They've got active linebackers. They have a Hall of Fame level talent, Derwin James at safety. They're not great at corner. Outside of the Jets, who in the world's good at corner in the NFL? The Niners aren't. The Chiefs aren't. Who's good at corner? I'll give you a pass. That's why they took a big swing on a corner that didn't work, because everybody's trying to find a second legitimate corner. But at some point, come on. I know it's hard to win. I'm not somebody that I've defended Harbaugh. I've defended college coaches for years. I've defended Lane Kiffin. People want fired. I've defended Sark forever. You all want him run out. I defend coaches more than I probably should. This is a mess. You got to at least say what you want about Lincoln Riley. The offense isn't a problem at USC. You could say what you want about Nick Saban earlier in this year with Bama. The defense is always Nick Saban's. But come on, if you're a defensive coach, they couldn't stop running early, couldn't stop passing late. Everything works. Screen passes against the Chargers look like double reverses. I mean, it's just like it's amazing. 3rd down defense, bad. 4th down defense, bad. Red zone defense, sometimes good, sometimes not. But it's too easy. And it's a highly compensated defense. It's a highly experienced defense. Why are they in the wrong spot all the time? You got to give me an answer to some of this stuff. I don't see it, so I'd move on. What are you waiting for? Right now, in there, what if Denver wins tonight? I mean, you look at Denver and you think, what a tire fire. What if they win tonight? You look at the Raiders and go, what an embarrassment. Look at their record. We know what you look at the Chiefs and go, excellence. But all these we laugh at the Raiders. We roll our eyes at the Broncos. Go look at the numbers. Go look at the records. Go look at the stats. Go look at the standings. What are you going to do? What are you going to wait for? And you got a kid, Kellen Moore. You might as well find out now, is Kellen Moore it? He was great with the Cowboys. He's been excellent with Justin Herbert. Give him a shot, because this is not working. It's not working. I mean, again, I tend to be patient to a fault with coaches. I defend the Lincoln Rileys, the Harbaughs, the Lane Kiffins, the Sarks. I defend a lot of coaches. I'm defending Robert Saleh every Monday on this show. I'm defending Arthur Smith. I'm not a fire the coach guy. It's just not. They got families. They got kids. I'm not into that stuff. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.